Okay, I just wanted to put together a short video here over some of the more complicated problems from section 5.6. This is number 28 that I would like to go through. It's square root of x minus 10 equals 1 minus square root of x. And the problem with this problem is that if you do it algebraically, you end up having to square both the left and the right. When you square the right-hand side, when you do that, you end up with something that you will have to expand. You'll have 1 minus x times, 1 minus square root of x times 1 minus the square root of x. All right, and so that's something that you'd have to FOIL, or you'd have to set up a box and multiply it out. So to avoid that algebraic move, you can solve this graphically. Now there's two ways that you can solve an equation graphically. One is to graph the left and the right and find the intersection. The other is to move everything to one side and find the x-intercept, which is called the zeros. So I'm going to solve this by graphing the left and the right. So I'll graph x minus 10. I will graph 1 minus square root of x. And now one problem that you might run into is you might not be able to see the graphs. This is why sometimes solving simpler problems algebraically is the way to go. So we'll have to look around a little bit. This is x square root of x minus 10. So I know it's moved to the right 10 units. So I'm going to slide this over to the right, and I can see it over here. All right, and so what we can see from the graph is that there is no intersection here. The purple graph is going away from the green. The green is going away from the purple. So there's no intersection here. So the solution to this one would be that there is no solution, which is possible. Okay. I want to show you the zeros method. So if I was to move everything to one side of this equation here, I'd subtract 1, and I would add the square root of x to the left-hand side. So if you're writing this down, you would end up with minus 1, plus that equals 0. So that would be your equation. And you'd graph all of this on the left, and you'd find where it crosses the x-axis. Well, you can see that the green graph here is never going to cross the x-axis. So again, we arrive at no solution. So some of those ones where you've got roots on each side, sometimes algebraic method doesn't take too long, but other times it's going to be quite involved. So you can use the graphical method on some of these if you choose to.